What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler Glenn, and if you don't know who I am, last year I was able to outsell everybody at Real Financial by over six figures. This year it's my goal to teach as many other people what I've been able to learn up until this point in my journey, and hopefully shorten that learning curve for you guys. Guys, follow me on Instagram, Tyler_Glennon, blasting out content, just trying to help people shorten that learning curve, help people get to where they want to go quicker than I was able to figure it out. If you guys want any more information on Real Financial, shoot me a text, 610-235-3037. All right, guys, and don't forget, like and subscribe. Okay, guys, so I wanted to make this video with you guys today because I see a lot of people ask me silly questions about selling life insurance and about how to be great at it, and I think that the mindset that you have to have is way more important than any of the nitty-gritty or the nuts and bolts inside of financial services. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to create that top producer mentality, how to build that mindset where you can go out there and you can produce at a super high level so you can make more money and you can help more families and you can really become great at this. Because the coolest part about this industry is that we all have access to the same tools and resources as everybody else. So if someone is having success, then you can too. And when I got started, guys, there was one person that I really resonated with and connected with. I was doing it at a really high level. And I was like, man, if that guy can do it, then I can do it too. And I just started to listen to him, ask him questions, and he was teaching me, and I'll get on, the links and I would get on the trainings and listen to what he had to say, the perspective that he had. And I just started to do what he was doing. I didn't have any kind of special skills. I didn't have any experience in sales or life insurance, but I just started and I took a lot of action and I had a lot of activity. So I think that those two things are very important. But so I want you guys to understand that I went last year from being a college dropout, no experience in sales, and I just worked hard. I just dialed a lot of people and I talked to a lot of people and I was able to outsell everybody at the company by over six figures. I don't say that to brag. I literally say that so you guys can understand what I'm teaching you is valuable. And I'm not saying that other people's information is not valuable, but what I'm saying to you has helped me get to where I am now. And it can help you guys if you just implement these ideas, these strategies, these theories, the things that I mentioned to you guys, so you guys can really go out there and make some different decisions to shorten that learning curve. And that is the most important thing that you can do inside this business is to get off to a quick start, shorten your learning curve, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you guys another quick story. When I was living with Andy Elliott, I came out to Arizona to help Real Financial do the training and, really try to help grow the company. Andy there was a day when he was trying to figure out how to explain this story properly. There was a day when he trained there was these officers that came in from the Army recruiters base, and Andy was a potential person that was going to help them do their recruiting because their recruiting numbers were down or something. So they were looking into Andy and checking him out and seeing if he was someone that would fit fit the position of what they're looking for, right? And he prepared this entire presentation for the Army recruiters, an area where he has no experience and no knowledge. He just prepared so much, put so much into that preparation, and crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. They were so impressed with the entire presentation. All of the nuts and bolts of his presentation were what their issues are now, what they can do better, their leadership, how to get these people to do different things. And he knew everything about their business inside and out. And at the end of the day, I was like, Andy, how did you even have time to come up with that presentation and prepare for that? And he looked at me so disappointed. And he was like, man, you are so much more capable than you think you are. He said, you can handle so much more than you think you can. You're playing so small. You have no idea. And ever since that day, I was just like, man, how much am I leaving on the table? What am I doing today? And how much more could I be doing? How much of my threshold am I actually using? Right? And that is such a powerful thing because our minds have limiting beliefs, right? So the first point that I want to talk about is you need to increase your beliefs of what is possible for you to be able to accomplish. And it's not as simple as just being like, I believe that I can do this. It's like truly believing internally, not just saying it out loud, but internally believing that you can achieve more than you have up until this point. Internally believing that you can get increased results, internally believing that these people are going to buy the coverage, teaching your brain to believe that you can accomplish more than you already have up until this point in your life. But our brains have limiting beliefs, and that is based off of all the experience and knowledge and all the things that have happened in our past that have led us to have the belief that we have today. So it's important for us to understand that we can change those beliefs by starting to plug in new information, starting to expand our minds, starting to break down the numbers of how to actually do these things to be able to shoot and reach for more. Super powerful. The second thing is to increase your threshold. I told a story on a video that I made last week about how when I started making calls, and that was weird for me. And then I started making a lot of calls, and then that, became normal. And then people started to hang up, and I figured out that that was normal. And then I started to make sales, and that became normal. And then I started to make a lot of sales, and that became normal. So then I started to make more sales, and that became normal. And each week and each month that I've gone by, my threshold increased. I started to be able to take on more. I started to be able to do more, get more results. So I want to, over time, increase my threshold of what I can actually do, the results that I can get, the inputs that I can put in, the amount that I can take on. And it takes time to stack this up because it's a new industry for a lot of us, and we're learning. And we have to start to just be a sponge and soak all this up. But it's good. You have to start somewhere, and if you just start, you will start to stack up and increase your threshold of what you're capable of doing, achieving, believing, and the amount that you can take on, guys. The third one is to always and continuously reach for more, okay? To be able to have the mindset of a top producer, you do not get satisfied. And that sounds like a scary thought for a lot of people, but it's just to continuously increase that threshold and always believe that you can take on more. When I submitted the most business that I ever have in a month, I was working more hours than I ever had. I was making more dials than I ever had, and I was incredibly focused. So I, over time, learned from the experience that I had up until that point, and I started to make new decisions. I started to put in more effort. I started to make more calls. I started to communicate better, right? And I was constantly trying to improve these areas. I was tracking the data, increasing the numbers, increasing the volume of calls, increasing my closing percentage. I was constantly reaching for more. I was not stopping, right? And that's the mindset of the three key points of how to increase, not only your beliefs, your threshold, and also just to continuously try to strive to create more, because this industry and this business has so much to offer us. And if we sell ourselves short, then we're only shooting ourselves in the foot, right? So limiting beliefs, guys, wipe those off the table. Start to structure a new perspective, a new mindset for yourself, that you are going to go out there and accomplish those things that you want. You are going to achieve those results that you want. You're out there to build something big, build something that's going to change your life forever. So stop playing small, okay? And to create that unique perspective, guys, everybody has their own unique perspective. And we've all got different experiences, different values. We've been taught different things, guys. We're all incredibly unique. We all have incredibly different perspectives and viewpoints. And that's because of the experiences that we've had in our lives. So it's totally understandable for all of us to have different beliefs on what we can accomplish and different reasons for why we can and cannot do things. But it's important for us to understand that we're unique. We're different than everybody else. No one else has the perspective, the knowledge, the experiences, the values that were taught to us than anybody else. It's all different. So for us to start to believe that we can accomplish more, we got to start to think differently. We got to start to give ourselves new information and new reasons for us to be able to go out there and do that. Now, with that being said, once we can change that perspective, we can start to change our values, our beliefs, these things that are going into our head, so we can start to accomplish more, and our new belief system will take us to where we want to go. It's important to plug into information of people that are doing it, get around people that have higher levels of thinking, so you can start to play the game at a higher level, start to leverage the opportunity for what it truly is, and to get the maximum amount of results out of the industry. All right, guys, if you want any more info on Real Financial, shoot me a text, 610-235-3037. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, guys, Tyler_Glennon. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.